Greetings and salutation. This is actually the second time that I've done this video. So if it's going to be jacked up, it's going to be a second take jacked up. So as I talked about in some of my other wish list content, as a kind of a priorities of development, community is always number one. And one of the things that I would like to see, or I kind of wish that would be implemented in the game, that would actually be a low resource or a low of development. And so let's say this, let's say I've been playing and this guy has got his base and I've been his neighbor for 2 years now, right? And we've been playing and we type on chat every day and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I just, can you open up your forges? I mean, your presses. I just want to use your presses, and that way, I just want to use your fish traps. I really don't want to get into the fish trap game, but if I could just use yours, maybe like once a week to make some fish to feed my bear, and that's the extent of it. Instead of like just putting down a bunch of stuff that would just put more load on the server, he could just make it to where he could put his chest, he could unlock them or make them public. I don't know how you want to, so when you press the E and you kind of get that clock wheel that comes up, like same thing for the cook here. If I would press E on it, and let's say obviously this is his campfire, but let's say there's another toggle box here, another cheese wedge here that was like public, but it gave like the lock symbol. And it would allow it to be, I know they do that on PvP servers where you lock them and unlock them, right? Well, if it kind of gave that option on the PvE conflict or the PvE servers where you just made stuff public. So if I wanted to use his campfire real quick, I could just be like, I could use his fish trap, could maybe do some fish, I could stick some bugs in there, I could cook some stuff, whatever. And if I wanted, if he wanted to leave his chest open for some just random stuff, like he's got his chest open, so I could just dump all the extra stuff in his chest. Like maybe he didn't care, and I think that would really drive that sense of community. I'm like, hey babe, hey bub, thanks for letting me use your fish traps. I appreciate it. He's like, oh no problem, anytime you want, you know what I mean. And it drives that conversation and it drives that community. But anyways, I think you kind of get the idea behind some of the implementation of some mechanics and how they could benefit the community, and it wouldn't really cause any like resources to be dumped in it because they already exist on the PvP side. It would just be a matter of going into the code and restructuring some base options, or I should say some dialogue options or preference options. I keep saying base, but that's not the right word. Preference options in the sub menus of some of these items. But as always, if we disagree, agree, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.